Hey guys, good evening. It's another night live on YouTube. Every night on this channel, I go live on YouTube. I welcome you to join. Leave a comment in the live feed. I read each and every comment. We have a good time, and I appreciate everyone who joins. What I do is I pick a topic each night, something I want to talk about, something I've either been through in life or just thinking about. And then in addition to that, I take each comment and we could talk about anything you want. Divorce, love, jobs, politics, religion, or living in a car, minimalism. We could talk about anything because I've been through different things in life. Different seasons of my life have brought me different experiences. Some good, some bad, like most of people in their life. And there's one kind of driving force behind a lot of things in life, in this world, and that's money. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about as the structured topic: money. Money, 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 money. Money is the ultimate incentive for people to make the majority of their decisions. Most decisions are swayed, are altered, or even manipulated by the promise of money or the threat of money away. Money is the ultimate carrot on the stick. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Let me just acknowledge some people on live checking. Luke, what's up, man? Sam, what's up, my brother? Sending you positive vibes. And you're right. Everything is always about money, 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 money. Survival. I hate it. Give us that universal basic income. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna push for it, brother. Believe me, when I when I get in office, I'll push for it. I got you. I got you. Buck Porter, bro. The title 100. Yeah, wait till you see the thumbnail picture that I got. But I'm gonna upload that later. Good to see you, Buck. I seen you too on the on one of my comments today. You commented on somebody's reply. I saw you out there, man. Love and respect to South Florida, Luke. I did travel an hour outside of my hometown to go to the thrift store and find some good vintage stuff. Hopefully he can sell. Yeah, Apathy, what's up, brother? Luke. Yeah, Luke likes to buy low, uh, good, low merchandise goods and sell them on eBay or sell them on Craigslist and flip them. Life is all about the flip. And again, money is an incentive. Um, do you ever have enough money? I don't think so. I don't think unless you get to a certain point. I mean, I know people now that could retire. They don't retire because there's incentive to make a little bit more money before they retire. And that's understandable because once you retire, once you get to a certain age, your ability to make money lessens. Most crime, most tragedies, most wars, most heinous acts, there's a saying that follow the money. If you follow the money trail, it will show you why people made certain decisions. What is money? Money is a printed piece of paper, and I think origins go all the way back to China. And then I know the Europeans adopted it, but it was just a stamp. It was a form of currency instead of gold to barter and trade with, and over time, um, it grew into. It's still the same thing, but it grew into a way to drive society to function in a certain manner to incentivize people to do certain things. If there was no money involved in, I started my career as, well, my first job was in the music. I was in the music store in the mall, and I was making minimum wage. I think I was 16, 17. The only reason I took the job was I wanted money. I knew at a very young age, money equals freedom. And I didn't want to work. I don't like to work. I would like to spend all day just doing whatever I want. Um, I'm not the type of person that needs work to keep me busy. I know how to keep myself busy, but I want freedom. That's why I don't have relationships. That's why I live in my car. I want to live a minimalistic life because I want all of my resources to live as free as possible in this world. And I know money is part of the freedom. I know it. That's why I've always worked, not because I like to work. I don't want to work, but I want to be as free as possible. And so that's why I started my first job. Then I started a career. That was a job. Then I started a career. I got into the electrical union. I became an electrician. Did I want to work with my hands? Did I want to work in construction? No, I hated it. Especially in the beginning when I didn't know anything and I would be on job sites with bully foremans. And back then too, it was a different generation. I mean, I'm middle-aged, so it wasn't a long, long time ago, but it was a different mindset in construction in New York and New Jersey. I mean, like, you would go on job sites and it would be like, bullying, intimidating. I mean, I was, never bullied or anything, but you go through that whole razzing of, it's just a different world. I worked in pharmaceutical plants. I worked in paper mills. Paper mills are one of the most dirtiest, nastiest places you ever want to work. They're not around anymore. Enron used to own a couple paper mills in New Jersey. Shout out to Garfield, New Jersey. I worked there. It was a complete disaster. You work with some good people, some bad, but it's the only reason I did it was money. A lot of my career decisions have been based on money. YouTube has a money incentive. There's a money incentive that if you grow your channel, you can make money. Would I still have a YouTube channel if there was no money involved? I don't know. I did MySpace when there was no money. I do Instagram, Facebook. So I would still do something. I don't know if I would upload videos every day, if we're being honest. So there's an incentive there. I did for a year. I never got money from it, but it was the hope that maybe you can grow your channel. And now I love doing this. So the magic in life is when you love something you're doing and you can get paid good money for it or get paid a decent amount. But very few people can do that. Very few. But you see the people who do, they're happy about life. And that's why the people say, oh, if you never want to work a day in your life, do something you love. Well, that's not easy. I love doing YouTube. I love different things like that, but they don't pay the bills. They're not, not until you get to a certain level are they sustainable enough. And you got to get a little bit lucky in addition to putting in the work. And that's why I do believe minimalism at least gives you a fighting shot in this world to live as simply as possible, to have lower expenses. You will still make decisions based on money, but you won't be up at night necessarily stressing about money unless you're totally not working. You're always going to need income. You will be stressing about money even if you live in your car with no attachments and you don't have income coming in. You will. Money is that powerful. The top two things that keep people up at night are relationships, and number two is money. Everyone thinks about money. You think about during the course of the day, how many times do you think about money? You think about porn, you think about sex, you see a beautiful person, man, woman, whatever you like. You think about sexual thoughts, and then you also think about money. There's people that are in the middle of a proper setting, and the thoughts are running through their mind is sex and money. It's a driving force to humanity. Again, it can create wars. It can cause things to be corrupt, whether it's the church being corrupt, whether it's a union, whether it's a government, whether it's a corporation. Corruption is greed of money. Would you do what you do with your life if money was not a factor? I think most people would say I would live a different life. What would I do different if I was totally independently wealthy? Well, I wouldn't go to work anymore. I wouldn't do what I'm doing. Would I still do YouTube? If I really didn't need any money, I would probably still do YouTube. I would probably still do it. I would probably. I mean, that's interesting. I guess that's kind of how you know what you like. There was a song by Biggie Smalls, and of course, I remember in Living Color, there was a skit about it, like, more money, but there was also like More Money, More Problems by Biggie that was redone. When you have more money, do you have more problems? No, I don't think so. I mean, you may have some different problems, but I think you have more problems when you're poor or when you're struggling than you do when you have money. I don't think money eliminates problems. Certainly doesn't eliminate health problems, but certainly, if you get sick, you need money to pay hospital bills. And you worry about hospital bills. You worry about getting sick. You worry about, um, going to the store and buying contact solution. Money. I wear contacts. There's people that drive a couple extra miles a day just to save 10 cents on gas. Money. Money is such a driving force. How can we make it less of a driving force? The only thing I've come up with is you got to live as simple as possible, and you have to keep income coming in. Got to have an income stream always. At least then you can start to do more of what you love. When I had a vision to sell my big condo that I owned for 15 years and live in my car, it really included two things. One driving force was I wanted to move from New Jersey to Florida. The other driving force was I wanted to use more of my creative gifts, and I wanted to be controlled less by the dollar. And I wanted it hanging over my head less. There was a certain season of my life when times had got slow, I don't know, 2006 or whatever it was. And I thought about it, I said, I gotta work another job I hate just to maintain my house and to maintain the lifestyle that I created. And I don't like this lifestyle. I don't like my house. I don't like the state I live in. I don't like what's going on in my life. But I'm trapped. I can't get out of these things because I owe too much. And so now I have to get another job I hate. I had to work. There was times I was working 2 jobs, 3 jobs. And that sucks. And why are some people assholes? Money. Some people are so stressed out about money, they take it out on others. Is that right? No. I mean, even when I'm stressed out, I try not to ever take my problems out on other people. I even try to be nicer to people. I'm more conscious. Like, Sam, don't be pissed. Because it's not their fault. But I don't know, there's times throughout the course of the day where I say I hate life. And when you don't have money, I think you hate life even more. I really do. I believe that's true. I can lie to you. Believe me, I can say a bunch of nice stuff, but I think this is true. Sometimes knowing I have a level of financial freedom and knowing I live simple, it's the only thing that keeps me from really getting pissed. Money's a factor. Money's a factor in the quality of life. Certainly health, physical and mental health is number one. It's got to be. I've been in bad places. I would definitely say that's number one. But number two, I would say you gotta have money. Because you can't do anything without money. You can't fill up your gas tank. You can't go get food. You don't have dignity. You don't have dignity. There's a lot of times people say, when you get older, you want to have a level of independence because you want dignity. How do you have independence? I mean, you got to have financial freedom to have independence. Money equals freedom. That's why I always worked. That was the one driving force. I wanted freedom. It wasn't necessarily that I wanted to work in this field. Money is the ultimate incentive for most decisions. Structure your life so that you can make more choices based on your creativity, but a lot of choices are still, even when you're financially free, it's still going to be based on money, because when you're financially free, you never want to go back to being on the hook again. Should they eliminate money? I mean, I don't know about that. I guess if people weren't incentivized to do anything, I guess, society would never grow. But I do think, I always say, I do believe in a level of universal basic income, universal basic healthcare services. Just because, look, I mean, we print money, we play a game. There's certain people that are born with a certain amount of wealth that they can never blow through it. And I can't tell you, I'm going to say one more thing and we're going to get into live comments. I remember they were interviewing a comedian who was very much a conservative as far as his political views, and very much against any type of universal basic income, very much against welfare and all those, and very much against universal health care, all those things. And so they asked this conservative comedian, they said, if you didn't make it as a and he was saying, look, I pulled myself up by the bootstraps. I worked hard. I became a famous comedian. I was rich. I'm the American dream. And Larry King was interviewing me. And Larry King said to the comedian, he said, all right, if you didn't make it big as a comedian, what do you think you would be doing? And the conservative comedian paused. He said, I'd probably be unemployed. How would he view life if he didn't have money and if he didn't make his dream come true? Very few people will become a famous comedian, no matter how hard they work at being a comedian. If you ever make it in life and you are truly financially free, you're blessed. And yes, sometimes, a lot of times you may have worked for it, but you have to recognize that you could just be like that comedian. What would you do if you didn't make it? You would probably be fucked like most of society. And I think that's why there's a lot of I think that's why there would always be mental health problems and there'll always be drug use in society, but I think that's why it's exaggerated now because people worry. And when you worry and when you stress about money, and I think throughout the course of the day, people worry about money. I think when you worry about it, you need to numb your mind. Self-medication is alcohol, prescription drugs, whatever. It's self-medication because you're worrying too much. You're stressing. Food, that's a drug. And so you want to numb the pain. You want to feel joy again. Remember Halle Berry in the movie with, who was that guy? Halle Berry was in a movie with some guy, and he had sex with her, and she had just lost her son. And she was stressing the mental pain. And she said, make me feel good again. Make me feel good again. She won an Oscar for that. But the pain of she lost her son, which of course is understandable, but the pain of life can be exaggerated by not having enough money to feel like you're going to be okay. And I think that will not necessarily cause mental illness or cause drug abuse, but I think it will exaggerate the problem and make it worse. And that's why I always do advocate for a higher minimum wage, level of basic services, income, etc. But, those are my thoughts. Money's behind most things in life, and it'll always be like that. Judas gave Jesus up for a few pieces of silver. Money's a driving force. It really is. Live comments. Back to him. Apathy. Hey, Sam. Good to see you. Good topic choice. Money rules the world. I know that's right. Like Nas says, if I ruled the world, I would change some stuff. Queen. Hey, Queen. How are you doing tonight? Hey, Queen. Yeah, overall, I feel positive. I feel thankful. There's times throughout the course of the day where I say, I fucking hate life. Even me, I'm blessed. Have a great job. I have my health. I'm living in Florida. And just like something can bother me during the course of the day, I had to clean up. I had some firewood and stuff. I had to clean it up. I'm not doing campfires anymore. Too much work. Too much work. But there were some things that were agitating me today after work, and I was just like, I hate life. But I'm blessed. I know I'm blessed, but I'm being honest with you. I can lie to you. But I do, sometimes during the course of the day, I say that. Just get agitated, especially as I get older. But I'm thankful, but that's how I feel. Buck, hope you're doing great, brother. Yeah, overall positive, even though sometimes I say I hate life. It's true. Luke, so far, I've made a grand reselling 3 fire emojis a month. I hope you get more money, man. I love to see people make money. Queen, looks like a great night tonight, Sam. Yeah, it's warming up here in South Florida. Temperatures are rising. We had a cold front. It was in the 60s past couple days. I think now we're going to get back to the high 70s, 80s. That makes life better for me. And I'm thankful. Glenn O, greetings from Fort Worth, Texas. Shout out to Fort Worth, Glenn. Good to see you and your Shih Tzus, little doggies. Luke, sing it, Sam. Make more money. Biggie. Yeah, Biggie had this song. I really didn't like that song. More Money, More Problems. He had that song. I really didn't like it. I was more of a Tupac fan. But I don't think you have more money, more problems. If Biggie had a choice between going back to being on his first album, Ready to Die, you know what hit song he had? Suicidal Thoughts. That was the last track, I think. Suicidal Thoughts. On his second album, Life After Death, More Money, More Problems. What would you rather have, more money, more problems, or suicidal thoughts? I think people pick more money, more problems. That's true. Free to be me. Dollar bill, y'all. Yeah, cream. Uh, Wu-Tang, great album. But it's true. That's what they had. That was a great song. I love that song. Cream, great beat. Oh, that was revolutionary. Cat and Cream stand for was an acronym. Stand for Cash Rules Everything Around Me. And it does. To a big extent, it's just the way life is. Zakia, data entries in the house. Hey, Sam. At work again, listening to you. I got love for you. Hopefully, I don't get pulled away from my desk today. Why you gotta play the game? Why you need that money? Dollar bill, y'all. Zakia, get that money. Don't let me mess up your money. Glenn O. Money is the root of all evil. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly pastors now that preach the prosperity message that it's the love of money that's the root of all evil, and that's true. It is the love of money. Money can be used as a great resource. Um, you work hard, and there. I don't want to be too negative. I do believe if you work hard, if you simplify your life, you can get ahead. At least in America, in some instances, I have, so I can't be disingenuous. I think if you work hard, I think if you pay your dues, and I think if you cut your expenses, I think you can get ahead. But it's hard, and I needed some breaks along the way, and I needed some debt to be forgiven, and it could have easily went the other way. I'm just like that comedian. Like, I could be sitting here and saying other things. There was times where I could have got a drunk driving ticket, could have changed my career. There was times where I couldn't have got a job. There's times when there's so many different things that could have went different ways. Um, so but certainly there's times where I put in the work, not to fall into the trap of loving money, because everything can change in a drop of a dime, and if everything you worry about, everything you think about is money related, you'll never be content. What's part of the answer to more money, more problems? You have to come to a level of contentment, meaning that you are at peace with what you have at a certain point. If you have enough food, if you have enough water, if you're able to live. I mean, there's another scripture that says, be careful, those who long to get rich pierce themselves with many sorrows. There was times I was making big money. I was trying to make more money with stocks. I was trying to make more money with my business. And I just wanted more and more and more, but not to be power hungry. I like knowing I have money for the freedom aspect of it. Not because I want to rule over people, not because I want to buy fancy stuff. I know it's a resource to give me freedom. But it is tempting that you never have enough. It's a worry. And the only people like that'll sit here and tell you that it's not a worry are people that are so wealthy that they can't burn through it. That's the truth. So, it's an interesting dynamic. Queen, give money bag emoji. Queen, I like thrift stores. I'm not a big fan of thrift stores. I see the Goodwill stores. I see the different ones. I don't want to buy anything. I don't want clothes. I don't want knickknacks. I don't want home decor. I don't want anything. I just want money in accounts, and I want to know that there's an income stream, so I know I always have freedom. That's why I want money, not to buy stuff. That's just my opinion. Zakia, Glenn O. I want to be evil. Easy. I know what you're saying. I ain't mad at you. Andy G. Hey, Sam. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Glenn O. Zakia, join the Illuminati. Is the Illuminati real? The Illuminati was supposed to be like some secret society that controlled the world based on a new world order and all these other things, secret societies. Is it real? Who knows? I mean, I'm sure there's cliques of people, but there's people on the top. I have a viewer from New Mexico, Doug. He left a comment. I did a video today about unions versus non-unions. I worked in a union to start my career as an electrician, and then most of my career after that, I've worked in non-union corporations and private businesses. And Doug said, unions became corrupt and they were controlled by a certain amount of people. And I said, you're right, that's true. I said, but what about corporations? Corporations are corrupt, and the equity. Even publicly traded companies, the vast majority equity stake in them are controlled by very few people. If you look at who has the majority stake in the equity firms that own securities and own different publicly traded companies or private companies, so we've just traded one for another. But I think the statistic now is 1% of society owns 40% of the wealth. So pretty much half the wealth in the world is owned by a select few, and that would be like the head of the Illuminati, maybe, or something like that. So, look, to me, I don't want to rule the world. For me, you know, I just want to not have to worry about money. That's my goal. Is that I have a steady, sustainable is the key. When you try to do side businesses like Luke does, flipping, if you flip a house, if you flip a stock, whatever you do, that's nice, and I'm not against it. But it's hard to get it consistently sustainable. And that's what I shoot for, because I want to sustain a lifestyle of financial freedom. And I haven't figured out anything other than working every day. I can't wait till I figure out something else. But that's the truth. Luke, I hate how people who have without have to, I hate how people who have without have to suffer and put up with shit from people and work in places they would never do just for the paper. That's why I am determined to live a life on my own terms. Well, I agree with that. Look, most times in my life, I've worked places for the money. Money's a huge part of what job you take. Not the only decision. I've certainly turned down some things. Who you work with matters and where you work matters. But money is a big part of it. I always think about the parallel of professional athletes. A lot of times professional athletes will take a couple $1,000,000 to go to another city. But sometimes professional athletes say, look, I got so much money, I'd rather just play for this team because it's my home team, it's my home place, and I'm happy here. I often thought about that. Like when I was young, I used to want to be a professional sports player, whether it was basketball or baseball or football. And I said, man, if I ever got to that level, I think I would I would, even then, I thought I would either play for the Orlando Magic or the Miami Heat because I wanted to stay in Florida. Even young, I thought about that, like when Shaq and Penny Hardaway were playing for the Magic. And even Tim Hardaway was playing for the Miami Heat. But part of money, live where you want to live. I think it's very important in life that you don't let money determine where you live. Now, I did let it determine where I lived, and I didn't leave New Jersey until I know I'd be able to keep a certain level of income. And that's why I waited for a job transfer at my company, because I know Florida pay scale's less. So I can't be disingenuous and say just get up and leave and go to a different state if the pay scale's lower. But I was determined to get down to Florida one way or another eventually. And I do think that, living where you want to live adds a flavor of life that's satisfying. No matter where you live, you're going to need money. But I think it's important to live where you want. I could be making uku bucks and be in Manhattan or something. I wouldn't be happy there anymore. If I had no choice, I would go back. So there are certain aspects of life that can't be measured by money, but you need money to live them. I need money to live in Florida. I can't have no money and live in Florida. So, even though Florida's magical, campgrounds cost, again, Starbucks costs, food costs, everything costs. Luke, freedom. Yeah, that's the key. Look, for me, I don't get excited by jewelry. I used to like jewelry. I don't get excited by showing off to women. I used to do that. I don't get excited by looking like a big shot coming out of a fancy car and everybody saying, who's that? I used to do that. I just get excited knowing that I have financial freedom. Freedom. Money equals freedom. That's it. At this point in my life. And I also think it equates to a level of dignity. So I believe in that. Gilbert, hold on a second. Let me refresh my laptop here in front of me. I'm going to like my own video. I'm going to encourage you guys to pat yourself on the back. You got to encourage yourself in this world. And if you have a YouTube channel, go in there and like your own video, share your own video, do whatever you got to do, because selling yourself, I talked about that in one of my other videos. Selling yourself is part of this world, as far as in a capitalistic free market society, is you have to sell yourself. Every job interview, what it is you selling yourself. You're selling yourself to a company that you can help the company make money. And you're selling yourself saying, look, I can help you guys make money. I'll be a productive worker. And in return, I want money. It's all a money game. Um, Part of life. Gleno, how did you highlight my name in red? I didn't. I don't know how it was highlighted in red. Did somebody mention you? Somebody must have mentioned you. When you say at that person, I think it highlights that. And only you see that. See, that's the key. If someone says at Glen O, only Glen O will see the red highlight. So if you want to say something to Zakia, you would say at Zakia. You put in her tag name, and it would highlight, but only she would see the highlight. There was a guy from England who taught me that, but he doesn't watch this channel anymore. That's what happens too. Glen O, Zakia joined. Oh, I read that. Gilbert, Sammy, evening. Got through a tough day today. Yeah, some days are tough. Maybe the worst tomorrow, but it is close to over. I see palm trees and sunshine in my future. 2 palm tree emoji and sunrise. Look, brother, Gilbert coming live from Queens. I understand that, brother. Get the hell out of there, man. If you're looking to come down to Florida, now's the time. Campgrounds are packed. A lot of people from New York, a lot of people from Canada, a lot of people from all over the world. North Carolina. There's license plates from all over the world in Florida in the winter. Everyone wants to come here. It's the warmest state in the winter. I did look it up. Hawaii. Hawaii is the warmest state on average throughout the year. Throughout the winter, Florida is the warmest state. And that's why people come here mainly in the winter. I love it. Zakia at Glenn, you assume I'm not already a member of the Illuminati. I'm spying on the regular people in here. I ain't mad at that. Good job, Zakia. Luke. Positive vibes, Gilbert Fire, and then 2 hand pumps. Luke. Positive vibes to everyone here. You are all awesome and capable of greatness. That's true. And you're also going to, go out. You're also going to go through times during the course of the day where you hate life. Have I ever gone through a day that I said I don't hate life? I think when I was younger, probably. I think as you get older, I think you tend to hate life a little bit more. I think that's true. But again, not hate life where I'm depressed, but just moments of just leave me alone. Because again, overall, I think I'm more positive than most people I meet. I see some people, total disaster, but I understand. They're stressing. A lot of times they're stressing about money. Glen O, Zakia, I can tell with your one eye looking. The Illuminati. Zakia's laughing. It's good to laugh. Antonio, hello. Warm out? Yeah, it's warm tonight. It's getting warm. I can feel it. I mean, I don't have a hoodie on tonight. Like I said, the cold front passed. And now in South Florida, anyway. North Florida, different story. In South Florida, it's probably about 72 degrees right now, Fahrenheit. It'll be back in the high 70s, 80s. Joshua, money bag emoji. Love to you. That's right. Gilbert, you have to stay current also. Luke, we need less attachment and no underwear. Well, look, like I say, I don't know, underwear, it just started to mess with my mind. I was uncomfortable. My whole life, as I get older, is I want to be comfortable. I want to wear, and that's too why I like Florida, where I don't have to wear a lot of clothes. I just wear a tank top, basketball shorts, no underwear, and flip-flops. That whole lifestyle is what I want. I don't want to, I remember living up north, living in New Jersey, and it's a whole job to go from your car to the store and to the store to indoors. And that's how you get sick. You don't get sick sleeping in your car or sleeping in your house or where you get sick from leaving your car, your house, is to transition from the indoors to the outdoors and not wearing a scarf and not having a hat. But you get to a point where you get tired of putting all that stuff on. And so you say, oh, well, I'm just running out to the store real quick. I'm not going to put on my scarf and my hat. I'm just going to run right in. And when you run right in because you're lazy, that's when you get sick, because that cold weather hits you and then total disaster. Antonio, you better do YouTube. We love you. You are a motivator, inspiration. Well, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, look, I mean, there's a season for everything. There may be a season where I don't motivate you, and that's okay. I don't want people to hold on to me just to hold on to me, because there's times where people motivated me in my life, and now I don't really like them. So I understand life. I understand if best friends become strangers. I'm not about controlling people. So if you feel like I'm not for you anymore, you should just do you. But I think look, if I had no money, then yeah, I'd probably still do it. If I had no worries about money, I'd probably still do YouTube. But I'm also being honest. when I started my YouTube channel, part of it, not all of it, but part of it was the incentive of money. Just like most people who start a YouTube channel. But just like most businesses, most YouTube channels will fail. Most businesses fail. Most YouTube channels will never make any money. And even if they make money, it won't be enough to live on. Why do people do it? The incentive of money. It's interesting. Milano, shout out to Milano, living full-time in his Class B plus down in Miami, the Emerald Coast. Love and respect. We'll see what Milano talking about. Sammy, women sometimes ask what type of car you drive and what you do. They used to, and they still do, and I used to play the game. Many of my cars I bought were to impress women. Well, not many, but there was a couple of cars in my lifetime. It was to impress women. As you get older, well, at least for a certain type of woman, the car is not important for a certain type of woman. For a certain type of woman, it is. There's a certain type of women that they love home decor, they love luxury cars, they love big bags, and believe me, there's a lot of rich MILFs or rich wives down here that you can tell when they pull up, they got a nice car, they got a nice handbag, they got nice shoes, and that's their style. I'm not mad at them. I lived that life. But I remember one of my biggest mistakes was I was starting to get older, and I was starting to figure out that the simple life is for me. And I had bought a Jeep Compass, I had paid it off, but then I'd started losing weight, and I started feeling myself again. A lot of times when you lose weight, a lot of girls say, don't change who you are, I don't think you're better, but that because they don't want you to get too skinny. That's true. But I started losing weight, and I wanted to be more social. And I wanted to impress a girl, so I traded in my Jeep Compass, which was paid off for, and then I leased a Range Rover. As soon as I bought it, as soon as I leased it, I knew immediately buyer's remorse. I went back into the consumerism trap, and I regretted it immediately. Sometimes we make the same mistake twice or more. Like Rihanna said, and I listen to the song often, same old mistakes. I hate making the wrong decision. I was in my car today driving back to the campground, and there was a 3-lane highway. And I was in the middle lane, and the middle lane was getting slow. Let's go to the right lane. So I went to the right lane, and I said, I'm going to go back to the middle lane. And then the middle lane ended up the slowest lane, and the right lane was just going good. But I couldn't get in because people down here driving fast as hell. So I said, damn, I made the wrong decision. I should have stayed in the right lane. And that messed it with me. And then I started thinking about all the wrong decisions I made. I shouldn't have sold this. I shouldn't have did this. Damn, I hate losing. I hate making the wrong decision. Yeah. And then you start to hate life. But if you're loaded, I mean, I'm not talking about like, if you got some extra money. I'm talking about if you know you never have to work again. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm not talking about like, you got a good amount of savings and you're working. I'm talking about, you never have to work a day again in your life. Now, do you really care if you didn't get into the right lane? No, because every day's Sunday fun day. Every day is Freaky Friday. Every day is just I'm wearing no underwear and I don't care what no one thinks. But that's every day for me either way. But the little things in life don't irritate you. When you got more money, you think you care if you pick the right highway, if it's going fast or slow, you don't give a shit. And that's why money can make life a little bit better. That's true. That's all I'm saying. And don't date people that are impressed with money. Total disaster. Luke, if money, don't date anyone. Stay single. Look, you want to make money? Stay single. You want to lose money? Get in a relationship. That's true. Total disaster. Even if I had, I don't want to get any relationship. Total disaster. Luke, if money was not a factor, I would be traveling the world and make South Florida my home base. Well, that's what I did. I would just explore different pursuits and enjoy myself more. Yep, I ain't mad at that. I have to say I'm thankful. I'm probably more blessed than most people as far as I'm living where I want. There's a lot of things in my life I have to be very thankful for. But I made a lot of hard decisions to get here, and I got some breaks along the way. You don't just get where you want to get. You have to make decisions when you don't have money to position yourself to not just get more money, but to have less expenses, to spend less money. and to restructure your lifestyle to live where you want to live, to do more of what you want to do. Part of me downsizing was I knew I'd be able to do YouTube. With YouTube's a risk to put yourself out there publicly. So if I knew I was living like, paycheck to paycheck in debt and all those different things, I wouldn't take a level of risk. You can't afford to. That's why most people won't do a YouTube channel, because it's you don't want to be the simplified life will allow you to live your dream more. Becoming totally financially free, then you could do whatever you want. You could run for president. You could do whatever. Could you be in debt and run for president? You need money. You need money. You need money. Interesting. Jalen, I am in the dead broke season, and he's laughing. Quit my cash flow job framing so I can work in the mountains for pennies on a dollar. That's interesting. Life is pretty good though. Really? Jalen, that's an interesting comment. Are you happier now making less money, but doing what you want, living where you want, versus making more money, not living where you want? What would you say? That's interesting, Luke. It's so crazy how you can be on top of the world making good money. Yep. And then all of a sudden lose it. Next thing you know, man, this time around, when I save up a nice nest, I'm going to definitely be a lot wiser for sure. I hear that. Luke was a salesman. He used to make $70,000 a year, and then he lost his job, and now you're making zero. I've been there. I know tomorrow I can get laid off, and that's it. And savings goes fast, and you make mistakes. And then you start to beat yourself up. Like I was beating myself up. Why didn't I get into the right lane when I was driving? I got into the slow lane, and I was caught in traffic. Instead of I should have stayed in a different lane, I would have been quicker. So then when you get laid off, you say, why did I spend money doing this? I could have spent money doing this. And then you start to say, life sucks. Because it takes a long time to save money. It takes very quick to spend it. And it's just an agony of life. And then when you hit some bad luck, you feel like life is stacked against you. And you feel like you're never going to get out of a hole. And that's tough to swallow. Luke, how are those shirts coming? I'm not doing them. I'm waiting for that. Well, I appreciate that. I was never going to do them. I just like the idea of putting like a slogan on a shirt, different slogans I thought of. But it's too much work. It's too much work to do a campfire. Too much work to wear underwear. I don't want to do shirts. This is all I want to do. I want to go live from my phone. I'm burnt out, man. If I was financially free, would I make shirts? Probably not. No, I wouldn't. Because not even worth. Even if you can make a little bit of money off them. It's too much work. I don't want to do that. That's truth. But thank you though for the support. Maybe one day, you never know. Milano, Sammy, the less that you have is the less money that you need. That's true. The only problem with that is hoarding cash can hurt the saver because all the cash can be put in risky investments. That's what the scriptures say, and that's true. I've been there too. So money can burn a hole in your wallet when you're saving. So it can cut both ways. But obviously you're better off the less expenses you have, but you got to keep income cash flow. Cash flow is simply that you have income stream coming in that's reliable and sustainable. Without that, doesn't matter how low your expenses are, you're going to be in poverty. Because every month there's expenses, even if you have no payments. You always have food, you always have gas, and you got to be careful. Gilbert, with more money, I don't think you have more problems. I agree with you. Definitely don't have more than if you're broke. Totally agree with that. That was BS. I just think the problem become more noticeable. I agree with that. There was an old saying that money just enhances the person you already are. So if you're a type of person where you always have problems in your life, like money's just going to make it worse. But if you're a type of person that overall you're positive, money just going to make it better. That's what I think, and that's what I know. I feel you on tonight's subject. I don't want to be 67 living the good life financially with bad health and tired body. Oh, definitely. Look, there's no doubt about it. Your physical and mental health is top priority. But part of your mental health is definitely tied into not worrying about money. Because worrying about money can hurt your mental health. And part of your physical health, being able to, you know, have certain foods that, I mean, you could still eat healthy on a cheap budget, but it's just life is more enjoyable when you can spend money a little bit more frivolously, when you're not counting every penny. It's true. I know. Most women are gold diggers. It may be true. I don't know. I mean, I won't say all. Most people are gold diggers. I'll say that. I'll be very fair. I think most people are gold diggers. I think, you know, men and women just may have different values. Some, not all. But it is what it is. It always takes two to tango. That's what I've learned in life. It takes two to tango. You know who you get involved with. And, you know, a marriage is a business venture. A marriage is a joint business venture. And that's why, you know, it's very risky. It's one thing to date somebody, but when you marry them, you're basically saying you're risking half of all your net worth. But now women are starting to feel that pain too, because women in today's society many are just as successful as men. And so now you're starting to see some cases where women have to pay alimony, where women have to give settlements and rightfully so. And I'm glad, because women are moving up in society. I've had many women bosses throughout my career, and I'm glad I did. I love the woman's perspective. And they're just as intelligent as men, but they're starting to see now that, you know, like I know a couple women that had to pay alimony and they didn't like it. You know, so that's how that can cut both ways. Luke, I want the money now. I ain't mad at that. Damn, I better start flipping in the next level. Well, you got to be careful. See, because when you make a flip, when you flip a house, when you flip a stock, when you make money on something, the human nature is now you think you can keep doing it and never lose. And so you double down, you take risk, and then eventually you take too much risk and then you get totally taken backwards. That's the problem with more money. You got to be careful. It says, treasure hunting, here we come. See, you like that. You enjoy the thrill of the buy low, sell high. And part of that is a competitive thing. We like to win. But part of it is the financial incentive at the end. Because if you knew you had no financial incentive to flip that shirt, you know, you would probably still be excited about the retail business, because I could tell you like it. But the real excitement comes from that green dollar sign bill, that monetization. You know, that's what encourages people, Luke. And what's sad is you get older, it becomes harder. That's so true. As you get older, it's harder to make income. Why do I work at 38? Because these are my prime earning years. I remember Trump said that, and I agree with it. Look, your average life expectancy is 78. Your prime earning years in your career for most people are between the ages of 35 to 55. You will make the majority, for most people, there's exceptions, for most people in their career history, you will make the majority of your money between the ages of 35 to 55. From 25 to 35, you're still building up your career. And from 55 to 65, you start to become less employable, and you don't want to learn more systems. You don't want to grow, and you're burnt out. I'm already burnt out. I'm 38. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, my man Doug, he's had enough, man. Even though he voted for Trump, he wants universal basic income. He just knows it's probably not going to happen. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Love and respect. Milano, no money, no honey. Milano, you know real life. Why do people migrate to America? Money. Why did my grandparents come from Italy to America? The opportunity to make more money. Why did Milano come from Cuba to America? More money. Money can make you change your country. Hell yeah. Even if you don't like your country. I know people that actually came here and say, I hate America, but I want to make money. That's true. Now, I can lie to you, but some people say that. And we hate some other countries, but why don't we go to war with them? We want their money. But that's wisdom. I don't want to go to war with anyone. Money is a driving factor. No way around it. Dylan, hey, how are you doing, bro? Overall, I feel good. I'm thankful. Let me have an ice water hydration break. This is Dylan now. The only reason I feel irritated is because I don't have the money. Yep, here we go. I don't have the money I want. So every day I'm grinding as hard as I can to get way ahead. Take care, man. Dylan, I totally feel you. Great comment, brother. Queen, yes, everyone worries about money. Queen, cat eye emoji to you because I love you. Queen, and food is medication. That's right. Eating the right foods can heal your body, or at least keep your body functioning properly and keep your immune system functioning properly. Your immune system fights off diseases. And your immune system is built up by the food you feed your body. The food you feed your body provides nutrition, nutrients, vitamins to your cells. Your cells make up your body. What's cancer? A deformed cell. What's pneumonia? When your immune system gets broken down, you get a virus. There's different things. I've had pneumonia. That, look, you could still get sick. You could still die. You could still get hurt if you eat healthy. But eating healthy makes your body stronger, your mind feel better. After you eat some crap, you feel like shit, and you come off that high. And I spent more money eating unhealthy than healthy. That's the truth. Huh. Every night I was eating fried chicken, General Tso's chicken, Boston Market, McDonald's, Wendy's. Shout out to the number 6 spicy chicken Wendy's. Man, I was eating everything, man. I was 350 pounds. I enjoyed it. But I spent more money eating that lifestyle. Now, it was an extreme obese lifestyle versus eating healthy. But food is the number one expense. Now, if times got really tough, you could live off rice and beans. And I recommend brown rice and low sodium Goya red beans if you're going to do that. But, that can get boring. But eating food for most, if you get to a point where you cut your mortgage and you cut your car payment, your biggest expense is going to be food. I truly believe that. And I think you'll find that to be true. Queen, glad I tuned in tonight. Well, Queen, I'm glad you came in. I'm glad for everyone that comes in. Queen, I love you and I appreciate you. Gleno, it's raining in Texas tonight. Thank you, Glenn. It was raining a little bit early in the day today. That stopped, but I thank God I never have to worry about snow again. I never want to deal with snow. I can't believe it was just last year I had YouTube videos up of me living in my car buried in snow. I may go back and watch that tonight. It seems like another lifetime ago. It's interesting. I don't want to never want to. I'm doing well, good. That's my new viewer from Rusty's channel. I think he's from overseas. Regnar, hey, good to see you, man. Hey, Sam, brothers and sisters. Sam, Regnar, good to have you. Welcome, brother. Don't worry about your English. I know you say you got a little bit of broken English. It's all love here, brother. You're welcome. We appreciate you. Thumbs up to you. And forgive me if I'm saying your name wrong. Regnar, love and respect, man. Tara, 60 plus degrees in Kentucky today. That's pretty warm. Yes, boo. Cream. Yeah, Cream, get the money. Only thing more valuable than money is time. Well, that's true. But you can have all the time in the world. If you don't have money, what are you going to do? You can't do anything. So I don't even know about that, right? Think about if you had all the money in the world, think about if you had all the time in the world, but you didn't have money. What could you do? Nothing. Now, you can't buy time with money, but if you got all the time and you got no money, what the hell are you going to do? Look at the stars? That gets boring after about 10 minutes. I was just at a campground. Believe me. I'm telling you the truth. Tom Hanks in the house. Boone, North Carolina. Sammy. Currently hitting the slopes. Skiing? I don't want to do that. Learning to ski, but I'm not mad at you. North Carolina has a lot of mountains. I didn't know that. When I started traveling and I stopped at the Welcome Center off I-95 in North Carolina, a couple things. They had a statue of Billy Graham. He was like a Christian preacher. Some army guy, because they got like Fort Lee or whatever. They're big into the army. And a mountain thing, like showing all the mountains of North Carolina. I didn't know like North Carolina got a lot of mountains. The higher you go in the mountains, the higher you go in elevation, the cooler the temperature. I learned that when I went to Vermont over the summer. Too cold for me. I don't like the mountains. I like flat land. Flat, hot, beachy land. When you come to Florida, the soil isn't like dirt. It's like sand. When you go like to Boone, North Carolina, it's like rocky and tough and ugh. But you're skiing, I'm not mad at you. And he goes, Learning to ski for the first time. I'll watch this later. Well, brother, be safe on those slopes, brother. That's all I could tell you. Ragnar. Lag? Oh, it's lagging? I'm sorry, man. Good to see you. Oh, are you trying to say me how to pronounce that? Lagnar? Lagnar. Money is a tool. Oh, that's true. That's true. But tools cost money. But money is a tool that can be used to change your life, turn something, adjust something. But how do you get money? That's the key. But yeah, money can be a tool. It can be a resource. But you got to get money to have that tool. Without no money, it's like, the tool's getting shoved up your ass. Excuse the language, but that's true. May West. Hey, Brooklyn's in the house. May, good to see you. How you been, May? How's everything going on your journey? Lagnar. Illuminati equals elite equals big corps, big corporations. Lagnar, I think you got it right, brother. Lagnar, yes. You're on fire tonight, Gilbert. Thanks at Luke. Positive vibes back at you. Lagnar, thumbs up. Thumbs up to you also, brother. Leno. Here's a good link to watch about Illuminati controlling the music industry. Oh, I saw that. I remember when I first heard that, I was heavy in a church game. And our pastors made all the youth leaders sit into the room and say, all right, I want to teach you guys something. There's this new video came out by this young preacher about how all rappers and all music industry people were Illuminati. And it was about like Jay-Z throwing up the diamond sign and everybody. It may have some truth. But I think a little bit, that was overhyped. It was overhyped. And like I said, then I love my pastors and I thank, but they got caught. They were doing their own dirt too. So, I don't know if it was Jay-Z who was guilty of doing this or my pastors who got caught in some stuff, but they're both good. I take the good from both. But what I'm trying to tell you is even Kelly Price got divorced, Yolanda Adams, they're all, Paula White got plastic surgery. Everyone's a crook. Everyone wants that money. Not everyone's a crook, but money's a part in everything in life. Do I believe in Illuminati? I don't know. I believe in that people in power never want to lose their power. I believe that. I believe people in power never want to lose their power. I believe that. Because when you have tasted financial freedom, you never want to go back to being on the hook. Never. And that's a driving force. That's why, sometimes people say the system may collapse. I think the system will never collapse unless there's a complete, unforeseen, natural catastrophe. Like a huge earthquake or something that totally resets society or something like that. Because the elite who really run the world, they will never let the system fully collapse. They may let it go to a certain cycle. Sometimes I think even the Great Recession in 2006 and 7, was that done to make sure that not everyone keeps getting rich? Because for a while people were flipping houses, people were getting, some of it was people took out too much debt, including myself. But the way the system is designed is if everyone is getting too rich, that means inflation is rising. So Federal Reserves and banks and world banks and world leaders, they try to combat inflation by rising interest rates, by doing different things because they don't want everyone to get too high up. So they got to bring people back down. So I think somewhat just a little bit of a game. Gleno, Lagner says, at Glenn, bankers, CEOs, etc. I ain't mad at you. Gleno. Sam, if you do all your work on a laptop, why would you need a transfer? What do you mean, why would I need a transfer? I don't need a transfer anymore. The only time I needed a transfer was when I was working in the office and I wanted an internal transfer to a job that I could work remotely. Now I work remotely. The only thing I want now is that I just be totally financially independent. I never have to worry about anything. But I'm thankful and I'm blessed to have what I have. But I don't need a transfer now as far as to a different job. I don't want, if I have to work, I have the best job. So I'm very thankful. Cheesy, what's up, man? Cheesy, shout out to Clearwater. I didn't know Clearwater is the capital of Scientology. I didn't know that. I was watching Leon Rimes, who used to be a Scientologist, interviewed by Joe Rogan, and she's very much against Scientology. and she was saying that she had got in trouble with the Church of Scientology, which was made up by a man. All religions are made up by somebody eventually wanted to control people. For the most part, not all, but I love faith. I love Jesus. But she was saying she got in trouble with the Church of Scientology, and she had to go from LA to Clearwater, Florida, because that's where their headquarters is. And then she got interrogated by like the leaders of the church because she came after Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is like the head of Scientology. He's not the head, but he's a figurehead. He's like their publicity guy. And like she was coming after Tom Cruise because he was breaking church rules. But the church allowed Tom Cruise to slide because he was bringing in the most money for church. He was their political or their public figure that would bring recruits in. Money allowed Tom Cruise to violate some of Scientology rules, but keep getting ahead in life. And the minute someone without that much pull tried to attack Tom Cruise, Scientology said, look, you better cut that shit out, basically. And they brought her to Clearwater to interrogate her. I thought that was very interesting. And I have been part of Christian church meetings where there was a pastor who said, we have to be careful correcting this person because this person gives a lot of donations to the church. And if we correct them too harshly, that could hurt us. Part of life. Part of life. So, you know, it's true. Cheesy says, now Cheesy made it big time. Well, not big time, but he made enough to live financially free. Cheesy says, I have a stable passive income. I like that. It's not a lot, but pretty regular. Invest wisely. Cheesy, I ain't mad at you, brother. Good job. Lagnar, true. Lagnar, like this. I ain't mad at that, brother. Good to see you, man. Good to have you here. Lagnar, rolling on the floor. Good job. Jacqueline, shout out to Sam. Peace emoji back to you. Thank you, Jacqueline. Good to see you. Jalen, by the way, I was busting jugs. All right. Lagnar, washing hands. I'm not mad at that. Lagnar, true all the time. All right. Gang of youth. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, my brother? Respect. Also, Queens in the house. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, gang of youth. Keep pushing forward, man. Good to see you. Lagnar, there are nice ladies with money. Oh, that's true. I met some MILFs with a nice amount of money. But the key to life is you don't want someone else to have the money in a relationship because you want the control. As far as, if both people have money, that's the ideal situation. But if only one person in a relationship has money, then it can be a control factor. I've often shared the only reason my mom was able to get a divorce was because that my grandfather, her father, left her an inheritance. Not much, but enough to know that if she got a divorce, she could survive. A lot of people stay in an unhealthy relationship because they know they don't have the money to live on their own in the same lifestyle. Money's a factor in why people stay in relationships or get out. Definitely true. But I don't play that game. I never played that game. I thank God for that. Like, I've never been with somebody because of money. And I could kind of tell when people were around me because of money or lack of money. And so, you know, it takes two to tango. You could tell. Cheesy. I love Brussels sprouts. I do too. You gotta be careful. Sometimes people make them with butter. Shout out to Salad Works. Salad Works is a store. I know it was in New Jersey. But they used to make Brussels sprouts, but they used to put some butter on them joints. I'm going to have to go to Brussels sprout rehab. There's nothing wrong with Brussels sprouts. A dash of olive oil and a few dashes of Cheminors, sodium free, good job. Sodium is salt. You should not have more than 2,300 grams of milligram. You should not have more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. That's the average recommended amount. Sodium is like a salt, and it causes you to retain water and it causes your blood pressure to go higher. And then he goes, the Greek seasoning, it's better than pizza. I'm not mad at that. Also good with Old Bay too. Yeah, I like Old Bay seasoning on my, when I eat shrimp. 10% of the time I have seafood. Lagnar, at cheesy. Yep. Cheesy. cooking up some good 12-volt nonstick cooking pot. Laugh out loud. Cheesy is a guy who recently got out of his house, and he lives full-time in his minivan on the west coast of Florida. I saw 2 days ago at the campground I was staying a couple living in their minivan from Vermont. They came to Vermont. They had an electrical extension cord running from the electrical hookup into their car, running a heater and a television. A lot of people down in Florida living out of their vehicles, man. It's true. Lagnar, winking emoji. Thank you. Joe Boss, what's up, brother? They say it's not what you make, it's what you keep. I make 4,000, 4,500, 2 jobs, save barely 300. I hear that, man. I hear that. See? Yeah, he's making good money, but barely saving 300. I've been there, brother. Huh. Brother, good comment, Joe. Good to see you, man. Are you here to rain, guys? Here to rain? Somebody give me a rain emoji. Cheesy. Wow. Douglas. If I would marry, it would be a prenuptial agreement. Even now, a lot of times you can get out of those prenuptials. There's a lot of clauses too, like, still like if you get caught cheating or this and that. But I believe in being faithful, and I believe in. I would have no problem marrying rich. Like I would never feel insecure like marrying a girl that made more money than me or a woman. I just don't believe it. I don't believe in marriage for me. I'd rather be single. But I do believe it's wrong to marry for money. That's an unhealthy relationship. Lagnar, at Joe Boss. I get $1,500 from investments. Joe Boss, Lagnar, good job, man. If I knew I need $2,500 to $3,000 guaranteed a sustainable income per month before I could even consider retiring. So $1,500 is close. That's what I want. Basic income. I want basic universal income to be at least $1,500 to $2,000 a month for everyone. So there's a level of dignity in the world. But I would want on my personal investments that I can make $2,500 to $3,000 a month. Take home, Joe Boss. My 401k dropped $15,000 in 3 months. Yeah, but you're still up, man. It went from 17,000 to 25,000 Dow Jones within the course of a couple of years, still at very high levels. The Dow Jones can go back under 20,000 and you still be ahead of the game. So, but that's the problem. Like, look, the problem with 401ks is the stock market go down and you're ready to retire, and then what do? That's the difference between a 401k and a pension. A pension annuity, you're going to get a certain amount per month. If the stock market goes down, you may not get that. Lagnar, no working here. Sad for you. You got it made, I imagine. Lagnar, at Joe Boss. Search The Prepared Mind on YouTube. Buy that 401k off. All right. Joe Boss. Okay, thanks. Be careful, guys. Lagnar. Yeah, man, I'm sorry for you. Lagnar, come on, man. You got to be a little nice. Not everyone can be rich. Gilbert. See, that's what happens when you get rich. You start looking at people like, you ain't shit. Because when you get rich, you think, well, I really don't care about people. That's true. May West, look at all those rain emojis. Good job, May. Gilbert gave a good rain emoji. Gave a good rain emoji. Good job. I think when you get a lot of money, you can lose compassion. You got to be careful. I want you to get a lot of money in life. I want to see people get a lot of money. But I never want you to lose compassion. For myself, too, that's my prayer. I want to be financially free. I never want to worry about money. But I don't want to lose compassion that's why I want universal basic income for everyone. Because I don't never want to know that. See, I don't want to be wealthy and everyone else poor. I don't like that. I think universal basic income will at least ensure that no one's destitute. I don't want to see people destitute, but I don't want to give people my money. I want to be rich. I want both. I like those rain emojis. Good job. Gilbert, I feel like the guy in all the movies who was the most popular, most likely to succeed, who returned to his high school reunion and hasn't accomplished anything. Still lives in town pumping gas. Prayer emoji and thinking emoji. Gilbert, I believe in you, brother. And don't worry about high school reunions. Don't worry about impressing people you grew up with, your friends. Just get the hell out of there if you're not happy living there. But don't worry about what people think about you. Most people, their lives are a disaster too. Don't worry about what people think, man. The number one thing I would share with anyone is don't worry about what people think about you. Uh, just get to a place in life where you surround yourself with good people, you live where you want to live, and try to find something you love to do in life. It's very hard. Most things I have to do in life I don't love. Now again, like YouTube, living in Florida, I love those things. Thank God I'm able to do them. Wearing no underwear, I like that. But there's a lot of things throughout the course of the day that I don't like to do. But I got to. That's true. Lagnar. Yep. Eating keto, way higher quality. I just eat a plant-based whole food diet. I don't get into the keto thing and all that. I don't know much about it, but it's not my thing. Snow Dog, what's up, brother? It's nothing like eating Boston Market. Yeah, I used to tear up Boston Market, man. I used to tear it up. I spent many of Thanksgivings at Boston Market. Well, I didn't like to eat at Boston Market. I didn't like to eat at any store because I like to eat like a cow. So I would like to go buy the food and then either eat in my car or really eating my house and just like go to town, ketchup flying on the wall, shit everywhere. That's how I like to eat. Open up Diet Cokes left and right. Yeah. But I got tired of that. But Boston Market used to have good rice, good mashed potatoes, good mashed potatoes, good sweet potato. And then I used to love to dip my chicken in ketchup. I do miss chicken sometimes, but it's too greasy, and that didn't sit well with me. There are some soy products that are like vegetarian chicken. I enjoy that. But yeah, I remember the Boston Market days. Lagnar. Yep. From the Netherlands. Shout out to the Netherlands. Somebody give me a Netherlands flag emoji. I don't even know what the Netherlands flag looks like. What's the temperature in the Netherlands, Lagnar? Douglas. Welcome, Lagnar. Yep, Netherlands in the house. Zakia, that's very magical. Zakia. Your YouTube videos from the winter is what convinced me that I can. Yeah, Zakia lives in Alaska, and Lagnar lives in the Netherlands. That's amazing. Zakia says, this was when I was living in New Jersey in my car. Zakia says, your YouTube videos from the winter, last winter, and 2 winters ago, is what convinced me that I can do this where I am, in Alaska. Also, I have done winter camping before. Well, you got a step ahead of me. I didn't know anything about the camping game. Like even now, like at my campground, I may upload a video tomorrow. I did a video about starting a campground fire. Total disaster. I barely able to start the fire, and it didn't stay lit. Even I put a lot of lighter fluid on it, it wouldn't stay lit. I was burning my tax returns. It wouldn't lit. I'm not a good camper. I just stay at campgrounds because it's cheap. I'm not because it's cheap, because it's a safe, legal place to park and it's cheap. Zakia, thanks for the inspiration. Well, Zakia, thanks for your support. I always appreciate you coming in here. I know you've super chatted before, and I appreciate that. But save up your money, buy your NV200, and do you. I want to see you do what you want to do in life. Lagnar, thanks, Douglas. Gilbert, thumbs up, Sammy. Sunglass face, 3 palm trees, 2 suns, another palm tree, and sunglass. Good job. Lagnar, I like snowy hills too, man. Oh, I don't like them, man. But give me the mountain emoji and the snow emoji from my guy Lagnar in the Netherlands. May West, having a hard time sleeping in my nomadic life, really? Learn to relax. Well, May, in the beginning, it's a little bit rough. And if you're still in Brooklyn, it may be a little bit more challenging. And depending on where you're parking. Like when I was in New Jersey, there wasn't a lot of campgrounds, so I was like you. I was urban parking. But it takes, just like a new job, it takes a few months for you to settle in. I think it'll take 8 months before you settle into your routine. And I had to adjust the bed several times. How do I sleep in my car? I put my front seat all the way down. I put both of my back seats all the way down. I have a camping mat, which is like a yoga mat, a mattress topper, and a couple of quilts. And that makes it very soft and comfortable to sleep. But the key is putting window covers on all the windows so it's dark, cracking the windows, even in the dead of the winter, when I was in New Jersey, getting fresh air, and trying to park in a somewhat safe, legal place that you can feel a little bit at peace. That's what I do. Oh, Marthel, we use money to buy time. To some extent, that's true. But you can have all the time in the world, but if you don't have money, you can't buy money, or you can't get money with time. Well, I guess you could. You could work for it, but yeah, you're right, in some extent. Good to see you, Mathrol. Thank you for the comment, too, on my other video. You left some good comments. Thank you. Tara, so many ways to get money. That's true. But not many to make good money. Like I looked like online. How can you make money online? Taking surveys, you don't make anything. YouTube, most people you'll never make anything. Uh, Pretty much everything you have to do to make money is stuff you don't want to do. There's ways to make it, but most times, not gonna be too good. Um, 1 second, guys. But I hear you on that. May West, having a hard time. I've read that. I'm sorry. Mathro, I read that. Tara, I read that. Mathro, thank you again for your comments on my earlier video, Lathro. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. Once in a while, I get negative people on channel, but overall, I get positive. And I acknowledge the overall positive. I'm very thankful for you. I want everyone to hear that watches my videos, that supports me, and that leaves comments on the live feeds and the regular videos. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Period. And then Marthal says, as we order pizza delivery to save the time to get it. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, ordering out and ordering food is very expensive. But I did it, and it's true. It saves time. That's true. Lagnar, skills make money. To some extent, that's true. But you could have all the skills. If you can't deal with people, you won't make money. You can be skilled as an electrician. You can be skilled in computer science. But if you can't get along with coworkers, you won't make money. You won't want to show up to work. And if you don't have the discipline to show up every day, you won't make money. You could be very skilled, but you don't want to get up and you don't want to go to work. I've been there. And then even when you have the skills, it's a little bit of a game. The real skill, here we go, guys. The real skill is playing the game. That's skill. The skill is not necessarily computer science or whatever. The real skill is playing the game. That's the truth. And you get tired of playing the game. That's the truth. You get tired of dealing with people. That's the truth. But you got to. Why? Because you need money. Good job. Lagnar. There is a time lag. No problem. First, I didn't get it. Oh, that's okay. You're in the Netherlands, man. It can't be like real time, but it's good to have you here, man. Douglas. A good audiobook to listen to on YouTube is The Richest Man in Babylon. Well, maybe I'll check that out. That's a good recommendation. Thank you, Douglas. Very inspirational, May West. I've been nodding off at work. Yeah, you got to get your proper sleep. We talked about that last night. Sleep deprivation is a tool used by the military to torture people, and it can cause bad things. So you have to wake up early, take no naps during the day, and then you should go right to bed at night with dark window covers. You got to get 6 to 8 hours per sleep. You got to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night. But I know many people that have houses and $1,000 mattresses. They don't get good sleep. So having a house mattress isn't always the answer. Living below your means, living simple, taking care of yourself well, waking up early, exercising a little bit, not taking naps, and going to sleep at a normal time. That's what keeps good health, and that's your best shot in this world. Lagnar, at Tara, Ooch. May. Oh, she gave like the dozing off emojis. I understand that. Hydration break, guys. Marathon. The system has collapsed before with the Great Depression. It did for the common people. There were bread lines. There were still an elite running things, right? So there were bread lines for the common people. But there were still elite. Who was giving the bread? Who was providing the bread? I think what happened during the Great Depression was, well, one is there was a run on the banks. People, the stock market crashed and the system collapsed. People went to pull out money out of the banks, but there was no more money to be pulled out because we don't have enough dollars in the bank to account for all. Like dollars are supposed to represent. Dollars once equated to gold, right? So, but now there's more money, printed money than there is gold equivalent. We got away from the gold standard to grow the economy because you can never grow the economy without debt. So money is an illusion. Money is an illusion. If everyone withdrew all the money they had in a bank account right now, the system would collapse. And that's what happened during the Great Depression, basically. Part of it. When you put your money in a bank, Doesn't matter if it's a brokerage account or savings account or whatever. It is used by the bank to loan to someone else, and it's a shell game. But the reason I don't think the system would ever go back to that, as far as like letting it collapse to bread lines, is because what the elite, the people who run the world, realized was that if people have no money to spend, then even if you're living, if people are on bread lines, even if you're a wealthy person in society, you won't enjoy society. So if you're a rich person, even if you have a nice house, if everyone else is poor, you don't enjoy your life. Why? Because eventually the poor and desperate are at your front door. There's a lot of people in the street. You can't just drive your Maserati to Starbucks to get a Starbucks, because there's going to be poor and destitute everywhere. And you don't want that if you're rich. Like, you want to have people that aren't looking at you like rich meat. And that's what I believe happened. I believe that's why I'll never get to that again, unless, again, there's a mass catastrophe. It's because the real rich and the real elite, they don't want everyone to be completely destitute again, because that's when a revolution starts. That's when you start to overthrow governments. Like, you would never overthrow a government. You would never change the system unless you were completely destitute, nothing to lose. So, people realize that the worst thing you can really do to a society is give them nothing to lose, because then it's just complete chaos. And then but also our system, as far as the democracy, helped. A dictatorship, then when the people have nothing to lose, a dictatorship is just run by brute force, and it's whoever the strongest survives. That's not good. Those are my general thoughts. Douglas and Marvel. Yep, market will move in cycles. That's true. But the shitty part is, if you're caught in the bad part of the cycle, you hate the world. It's not fair. Legnar, pyramid scheme. Yes, all economic systems are pyramid schemes. That's true. I totally agree, Douglas. People don't see the recession coming, 2019-20. It's possible. Loan bubbles won't hold. That's possible. But it's also possible to be 10 years from now or 20 years. No one knows. Mathro. Douglas. Yes, the stock market crashed 1929. Douglas. At Marthel, indeed. In fact, we came super close to the same in the 1980s. Marthel. Yes, I do expect a crash once the petrol dollar, that's gas, fully crashes. Leno. John Travolta is also a bigwig Scientologist. Yeah, I know. Leon Rhymes said that John Travolta was so high on the scale of Scientology that he can kill someone and Scientology will excuse it. There's a certain level of Scientology, supposedly, that you can commit murder and the church would turn the other way. When you have money and power, that's what happens. Total disgrace. Douglas. Though if you could short the market, the opportunity will be life-changing. Well, I recommend that you watch the movie Big Short, which was about a few people that shorted the housing market during the crash of the housing market during 2007 and 8 in the United States of America. And what happened is there was a couple people that shorted the housing industry and that shorted the stock market, but they couldn't collect the money because all the big hedge firms, all the big banks, the Goldman Sachs, they didn't have money to give out to pay the short. If the system really collapses, even if you short the market, who's going to pay you? Like, because your brokerage account, it can go up in dollars. But if the bank that backs your brokerage account, like Lehman Brothers, like, all the other banks that want, if Goldman Sachs, there's Fidelity, if Fidelity and all these different brokerage accounts, if they go down, the only thing that saves you is the federally backed FDIC accounts. But even that, the only way that would go down is if the government collapsed. But the problem, if you watch the movie Big Short, the problem was that there were some people that shorted the market, but the big banks that were holding that short position, they didn't want to pay them until they repositioned portfolio. And so you can go broke waiting for your short to pay off. Oh, this system is so entangled. Everyone plays the game of money differently. The best advice I could give is look, live below your means, which means you have to have more income than you do expenses. Try not to get too greedy and try not to ever lose empathy. Because if you do become, like, even if you get the short right, even if you get the buy sell right, you got to remember there's someone you bet against, and most people aren't getting it right. And as a leader, as a compassionate person, you don't want to see people destitute. Not right. Lagnar, the financial system is already dead. Put your money in gold and silver, prepper stuff. I totally disagree with that. Gold and silver, if you buy physical gold and silver and you go to sell it, you get wholesale prices and you lose money. And if the system really collapses, a bowl of rice will be worth more than gold, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Douglas, once the recession hits, gold, silver, and price and uraniums will skyrocket. Yeah, but only if there's a market. Like, what dictates gold and uranium prices? It's the stock market. There's indexes. There's indexes of gold and silver. But if the whole system collapses, that's all meaningless. It's all a bet. Whatever you want to bet, though. I'm not mad at you, Tara. Off work from the 22nd till the 2nd. December 22nd till January 2nd. With pay, might come, put my toes in the sand, get your ass down to Florida. It's very magical here. And a lot of people do come during the holiday breaks. Douglas. Can't say much about Bitcoin. Laugh out loud. Well, again, it's a high and low. But there's a lot of people that made money, a lot of people that lost money in Bitcoin. But there's a lot of people that made money in gold but then lost it because people get greedy. So you may make a lot of money in something or in an index fund or in gold, but you're going to get greedy. So, it's all part of life. Martha? At Lagnar. Yes, 10% in silver and gold in land or business. Lagnar. Mathor 7. Please don't forget prepper stuff, food, water, etc. Well, look, if the shit really hits the fan, there's going to be riots. There's going to be, and I don't think that'll ever happen. And if it does happen, it's the end of the world. So what are you going to do? Leno, cheesy McStuffins. When I was a truck driver, I had 12-volt lunchbox cooker. It can cook a steak quick, because it can go up to 300 degrees. Wow. Martha, at Lagnar. Yes, I put in my own well, and I grow my own food. I'm not mad at you. At Lagnar. I also make my own power running putter off solar. Xavier, you gave me the cloud with the rain. Good job. Thank you. At Lagnar. At Martha. Awesome. Also, watch freeze dry 25 years plus food. Damn, you got a lot of food. Gleno, a lot of rain emoji stuff. Meg gave me a lot of good ones. Gilbert, too. Lagnar, 7 awesome. Martha. At Lagnar. I do standard dehydrated. The freeze dried is expensive. I keep enough to gear my own garden. Zakia, rain emoji. Lagnar. Okay, my respect. At Mathor. These guys are prepping for some stuff. Marthor, sure thing. Lagnar, you have a new sub. Thank you. At Mathor. Mathor got a new sub. Mathor, universal income people will still be foolish and give it away. Yeah, but then they know they always have more coming in the next month. So you never have mass poverty. So it doesn't matter if they risk their money and they lose it or they give it away, because every month they're going to have money coming in. And we print money as governments. You print money, so why not help people out? I agree with that. Luke. Hope you have a blessed night. You too, Luke. Love you, Sam. Love you also. It's always good to share and be free to each other. It is fun. Trying to make the most of your life. Thank you, Luke. Martha at Lagnar. Thanks. Yeah, sub for sub. I got an email from YouTube. They said they're going to clean up some of my subs because from time to time they look for people who have fake accounts, and they dissuade fake accounts. And if you do sub for sub, they say technically that they don't want that. Martha at Lagnar. Yep, I have been on track with people who live in their vans to understand how to bug out the right way. Lagnar. Keto is less carbs. Oh, okay. Fat and meat is okay. Well, I don't like meat. I'm more of a vegetarian. I ate meat for a lot. I ate meat. I'm getting tired. I ate meat for a lot of time in my life, but I'm against animal cruelty, somewhat. So I try to stay plant-based diet. Plant-based diet is what I go for. Matho. I did Atkins for years. Worked great for me, but I have moved over mostly to plant-based diet. Matho, me and you on the same page. Luke, Gilbert, you are success because you're valued and cherished by the divine. Well, I agree. Gilbert's a winner. I agree with that. Martha, I watch videos of people who camp at negative 40 degrees. Well, that's crazy. I know. I don't want to follow them. Yeah, I think the lowest it ever got for me was negative 10, and that's unsustainable. Gilbert, for Sammy, Heavy D, I got nothing but love for you. Yeah, I used to love Heavy D. Good job. He passed away, man. He passed away early, man. That health, man, you got to be careful. Luke, question, Sam, have you ever gone clean shaven on your face in past years? Oh, yeah, definitely. Some of the pictures I uploaded when on my weight loss journey, I had clean shaven. I don't like it, though, anymore. Once in a while, I may do a goatee or shave it down. But at this point in my life, I like the beard or some facial hair, at least a goatee. I don't like clean shaven. Joe Boss. Thanks, Sam. Good night, guys. Joe Boss. Love and respect to you, brother. Thank you. Lagnar. 35 degrees Fahrenheit? That's cold, man. But I'm in my home. Well, I guess it's like that in New Jersey right now. Central heating, lots of rain. You're making a lot of money. Second home base at the Canary Islands. Man, you got money, man. I'm not mad at that. Make it happen, man. Good job, Lagnar. What's the tax rate? Lagnar. What's the tax rate in the Netherlands? Like right now in America, for the middle class person, the federal tax rate is about 25%. Meaning if you make $100, the federal government wants $25. And it depends what state you live in. There's also a tax. In New Jersey, the state income tax, I believe, was 5%. In Florida, there's no state income tax. But the pay scale is lower. So what's your federal tax in the Netherlands? Gilbert. Thanks, Sammy. Your words are fire. Well, Gilbert, I got love for you, man. I do. Lagnar. 68 degrees Fahrenheit at second home base. Canary Islands. Lagnar get that money bag emoji. Lagnar, thank you for sharing. Thank you. Gilbert. Again, thank you, at Luke. Amen. I love the positivity. Good job. Man, look at those hearts emojis. Thanks, Sam. It's only been 3 months. I'll get it together. Oh, you will. Gave me the Skittle heart emojis. I like those. Yeah, we had a negative person here. I just blocked him. I'm not into emotional baiting anymore, where people say something negative to emotionally bait me into getting all riled up. I just let it go. Gleno, I'm going to do dehydration break. Oh, the beer? I'm not mad at you. Cheers to you, brother. I love you, Glenn. Love to you and your Shih Tzus, man. Lagnar. Okay, Glenn. Yeah, I'm not mad at anyone. Martha. Fiat money, yes, illusion. If trust failed, then it all crashes. That's true. Lagnar. Thanks, Mods. Gleno. I got rid of that. Thank you, Gleno. Yeah, he was a negative guy, man. Lagnar. Thanks. Martha. Venezuela has nothing to lose today. I don't know enough about their system. So, there's people in America that have nothing to lose, but there's also a lot of opportunity in America. So I got to be fair. When you're caught in a rut, though, it's very hard. And there's some people that mentally don't have what it takes to show up every day. They don't. But I'm thankful for America. We're blessed. And I thank God for, the opportunity here. I just believe as the richest country in the world, that's America, I believe we can do better for the people at the bottom and in the middle. We just gave permanent tax cuts to corporations, and we gave temporary tax cuts to the middle and lower class. Those tax cuts are going to go away after 10 years for the middle and lower class, but for corporations, they're going to stay forever. I think that was a big scam. Renee. Hey, Renee. You acknowledge the playing of the game. Now I know you are real. Thank you. God bless. Money is an illusion. It's true. Rabbit and carrot. That's true. What do you do when you realize Matrix is real? You keep playing a game. Because you're not... I would love to say that you could be Keanu Reeves and dodge bullets, but life is real. So even when you know you're in the Matrix, guess what you do? You stay in the Matrix. Why? Because bullets are real. Food is real, and it all costs real money. Now, your mindset should not be in the Matrix, but you got to play the game in the Matrix, because there's no such thing as you doing a backflip and dodging a bullet. And there's no such thing as you going into Publix and doing like something and getting a free vegetarian sub. You got to play the game because you got to get money. Good job. Lagnar. At Blanton. Would help you there. I'm in Europe. Blanton, you left a comment. Where are you, Blanton? I missed you. Damn it. Gilbert. Haven't been sleeping, yet pushing to move ahead. Good job. And feel it's worth it now. Rest later. I'm not mad at that. Sometimes that's true. Did not off, though, for a few. I'm not mad at you. I understand. Getting rest here and there. I'm not mad at you. Gonna sleep good this weekend. Gilbert, I love you, man. Good job. Douglas. Interesting point, good sir. Douglas, thank you, brother, for your contributions, man. I'm going to look up that thing you recommended, too. Leno. I didn't read your post right, Gilbert. Laughing. Good. It's good to laugh. Martha. I do see the need for universal income as robots will replace jobs very soon. Yes. Damn, I can't wait to. It's a long ways off, though, guys. Did you see in Russia, they had a robot. It was on Twitter today. They had a robot that was considered the most advanced robot in Russia, and it was a guy, it was a human dressed up in a robot suit. We're a long way off from robots taking over. Believe me, I wish it was tomorrow. I can't wait till a robot will do my job and I get a universal basic income. Huh. And they can marry a robot. I would love for that day. Lagnar, my account is not fake. Lagnar, okay, respect for plant-based food. Look, I don't care if you have a fake account or a real one. If you're a positive person, you stay. If you're a negative person, you go. That's how I discern people for my life and for my YouTube account. That's it. There's no other criteria. You can have a fake profile picture. You can have a fake name. I don't care. As long as you're a positive person, I don't care. That's how I look at it. Lagnar, respect for the plant-based. Lagnar, 50%, 52% here. No, all for the taxes? Really? And you're still loaded. You still got 2 houses. So I guess taxes ain't that bad because you're still making money. So you could have a 52% tax rate and still own 2 homes. Praise the Lord. You're making money. Lagnar. Changing countries or not, having a home base, you can get 0%. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. No wonder. Gleno. In Vegas, MGM Hotel has a fully automated bar. Order your Frank and robot makes it. Oh, I may have to check that out, even though I probably will never go to Vegas, but maybe one day. Martha, peace all. Heading for the hills. Thanks for the chat and good vibes. Martha, thank you for adding tonight. You did a good job. I'm getting tired myself. We'll go a little bit longer, though. Lagnar, so 52% in the Netherlands playing the Matrix game. It's 0%. That's a good comment, brother. You got to play the Matrix. Good comment, man. Lagnar. Sun Trust Lagnar robots, Terra. My job is bringing in 4 robots January to act as machine operators loaders. That's just the beginning. Haha. Well, hey, if you can take a picture. They ain't going to live up to the hype. That's what I think, but maybe I'm wrong. Lagnar, cheers. Renee, we have so much to learn. Whales can get barnacles off no matter how much it hurts. God is good. I'm not mad at you. Lagnar laughing good. Leno. Steven Seagal is now the Russian U.S. Peace Corps Day. Really? Man, that went quick. That's crazy. I remember I used to like Steven Seagal movies. Everything changes. He made a lot of money at one time in his life. He ain't making no money now. That's what happens. At one time in life, you may make a lot. Then one time, you may not. Hard to go from making a lot of money to no money. Very hard. All right, guys, I'm exhausted, but I'm very thankful, man. I'm thankful for you guys, man. I do like YouTube, man. I like the live chats. They do help me. And I appreciate positive people here. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I really do. And try to do your best. I pray you can do more creative things. And I pray you can do more things you love and not be solely controlled by money. We need money. You have to play the Matrix. But my prayer for myself and for you is that you can do more of what you love and less of what you don't. Because I want everyone to live the best life possible, including me. And that's what it is. Lagnar, peace to you, brother. Douglas, good to hear from you, man. Godspeed. Way to end it, Douglas. Good job, brother.